mean what is not rain but cold, right? So not rain but cold, but cold is gonna look like this, which is P C intersect R bar, right? P C intersect R bar is P C minus R, right? If you remember, this is C, this is R, C minus R is only this part, right? All right, now what is PC? In order to get this part, what you have to do is it's gonna be PC minus PC intersects R, right? According to the figure, PC is the whole thing here. All right, you subtract only this part and then you're gonna get the required part, which is PC minus R. PC is 0.4. C R intersect C intersect R is 0.1. So 0.4 minus 0.1, which is 0.3. Right, this is what you have to do. And then probability of not, this one is going to be interesting. P not rain, so not rain is this one, Arba, or is union, not cold is this. And we have to apply what is called De Morgan's, right? So it's going to be P R intersect C bar like this. Okay. Know that this one is union, this one is intersection. Once you have it like this, you have to apply this one. P A bar is 1 minus P A. Our A is this one. R intersect C. In this case, A is R intersect C. So what do you get? Is 1 minus P R intersect C, right? P, this one, R intersect C. Where is it? 0.1. So this is 1 minus 0.1, which is 0.9. Okay. Why don't you do this one? This one asks you two questions. Find the probability that a random resident will engage in at least one activity. You have three activities: jogging, ice cream, music. So you're gonna do it like this: jogging, ice cream, music, right? And then they're gonna give you a bunch of numbers. 50% of J and I. J and I is gonna be this part. This is 50%. You work it out, and then you're gonna find at least one of the activity, the probability of at least one of the activity, and also find the probability that exactly one activity. This one is exactly one. At least one means it could be 1, 2, 3, right? Okay.
จารย์ครับขอ
ว่าไงครับ
ขอแคปเฉลยกันบ้านอีกรอบได้ไหมครับ
อ๋อที่อาจารย์ทำไปก่อนหน้านี้ใช่ไหม
ใช่ขอบคุณครับอาจารย์ อาจารย์ครับอย่างข้อนี้มันถามหาอะไรอาจารย์
Okay, how are you going to do it? So you can see that engaging in at least one activity means you are going to include everything here, right? This is one activity, two activities here, one, two, and three in here. So at least one means all of this, right? So what is it? Is P J union I union M, right? So, and then you can use equation that we have before, which is right here, right? Okay. This one is actually, what is it? This one is actually PA plus PB plus PC minus PA intersect B minus PA intersect C minus PB intersect C and plus, note the sign, PA intersect B intersect C. And this one is kind of similar. PA plus PB plus PC plus PD plus, not plus. You can see that we have plus and then minus and then plus again. So it's going to change back and forth. So this one is going to be minus PA intersect B minus PA intersect C minus P. This one is a little long, so you can do the thing here. And then plus this A, B, C, and then plus A, B, D, and then plus B, C, D. You have to get them all. This is not D, not C. You have A, C, D also. And then minus P, A, intersect B, intersect C, intersect D. Okay, that's a big one. Note that it might be not be complete. It might be something else in between also. There are too many, but I hope you understand the patterns นะอาจารย์ไม่ได้เขียนหมดนะครับมีบางอันที่อาจารย์ไม่ได้เขียนเพราะว่าให้เราดูแพทเทิร์นเพราะว่าเขียนมันจะยาวมันมีหลายตัวก็คือเช่นเราจะมี A B ใช่ไหมสองตัวนี่เห็นไหมมีพจน์สองตัว you have two terms right so it's be A B A C and A D and now three terms A B C B C and then so forth you have to count all of them okay then for this one we're gonna use the result that we get from here okay which is Pj plus Pi plus Pm minus Pj intersect I minus Pj intersect M minus Pi intersect M and plus Pj intersect I intersect M. Okay, we plug in the number. Pj, what is it? 75, right? 0.75. Pi, ice cream, 20%, 0.2. Enjoying the music, 40%. Minus Pj intersect I. J intersect I is this guy. So 15% is minus 0.15. J and M is this guy minus 0.3, right? 30%. And I and M is minus 10%, 0.1. Then you have to add the rest, not the rest, sorry. All of them. All of them means this area. In this area, so which is plus 0.05. 5% is 0.05. And then you're gonna get a number. Sorry guys, I'm not gonna show you the numbers here. You can use your calculator easily. For the simple step like this, I'm not gonna do it. It's a waste of time. นะอาจารย์ยังไม่กดเครื่องคิดเลขให้ดูนะไอตัวเลขง่ายๆบวกกันลบกันอย่างเงี้ยนะอาจารย์ให้ไปคิดเองนะ Okay, now the next one is engaging in exactly one activity. Where is exactly one activity? Exactly one activity is only this part and this part and this part. And then what you're gonna do with them? you are going to union them, right? So what's this one? This one is P, this one is J, I, M, right? This one is J minus I minus M. In J, but not in I, but not in M. So it's not going to be that one. This one is going to be, according to this one, P, I minus J minus M. And this one is going to be P, M minus I minus J. Right? Once you got them, you don't have to union because the result is the union, but we are talking about probability. Probability is the number already. So this is what you do. Engaging in one activity is P J minus I minus M plus Pi minus J minus M, right? M plus P M minus I minus J. All right, how to find it? We have to start from the inside out. This is what we're gonna do. Okay. Now let me get some numbers. 0.75, 20, 40, 0.75, 20, 40, right here. Okay, now what I'm gonna get is, I'm gonna get from inside first. 5% is gonna be here. So this one is 0.05. Okay, inside out. And then they say J and I is 0.15, right? 0.15 is J and I. J and I is this guy. This is 0.15. The one I'm drawing here is 0.15. But you already have 0.05 here, so this is going to be 0.1. Okay? This is called working from inside out. And then J and M. J and M is 30, right? 0.3. J and M 0.3. So J and M is 0.3, which is here. So we know that 0.05 is here, so it's 0.25. Okay, and then this one is 0.1, 0.1, so we got 0.05. Okay, all right, and then you do the same. 0.75 here, right? Then you have 0.1 here, 0.25 here, 0.05 here. So what do you get? 0.3, 0.4, then 0.35 here. Okay, you get 0.2 for the whole circle here. For the whole circle, but 0.1 is here, 0.05, 0.05, that's 0.2, so this one is 0. Okay, now you have 0.4 here. 0.4, what's going to be? This 0.25, 0.05, that's 0.3 already. 0.3, another point, this 0.35, so this 0.305. Double check my numbers, okay? So this one is going to be equal to 0.35 plus 0 plus 0.05. So it's going to be 0.4. Okay, this is how you do it. You start from the inside and then go outside. In the exam, you have to show me this one also, so that I can give you the marks, not just add like this. I don't know how you get the numbers, okay? You have to show me you get the numbers by doing something like this. Don't just do it like this, okay? Show me this one. It's really important. Another one, a contractor is planning for water, electricity. You have seen this one before, but we asked you only the sample space, right? But this time, I'm gonna ask you the probability. Okay. So I'm going to explain to you and let you guys try to do it, and then I'm gonna give you a solution. So how it's gonna work? So remember that this is the sample space. I hope you remember. You have electricity and water. Electricity is 110 to 110. Water is 40 to 240. So it's gonna look like this. Okay. So this is gonna be your sample space, if you remember. Sample space. But we want A, electricity, which is E here, right? E here is at least 50. So let's change the color. 50, right? So 50 is gonna be here. So A is at least 50. At least 50 is gonna be this part, right? And then water is at least 100. At least 100 is right here. At least 100 is this, the black one. Okay, so this is intersection. A intersect B, where is it? Right here, right? The A intersect B. You have to find the probability. Note that this is sample space, right? This is PS, the whole thing here, PS, which is gonna be 1. Therefore, this area is 1. Okay. What is this area? What's this length? 40 to 240, that's 200. What's this length? 10 to 110, this is 100. The area of 100 by 200 is the probability of 1. That you have to keep in mind. Therefore, if you know this area, what is gonna be the probability นะง่ายๆพื้นที่200คูณ100เนี่ยคือความน่าจะเป็นเท่ากัน1แต่เขาถามว่าพื้นที่ตรงเนี้ยซึ่งคือเท่าไหร่ตรงนี้คูณกับตรงนี้คุณไปลองลบดูแล้วมันจะคือความน่าจะเป็นเท่าไหร่ก็สเกลเอานะง่ายๆ PA union B. What's PA union B? A union B is the L shape here. Okay. ประมาณนี้นะครับ Okay. Let's do it in class. Change the color a little bit. Answer two things. PA intersect B and PA union B. Okay, let me ask something. P A minus B. Okay, A minus B.
teacher
การครับไม่ได้
Sorry. I forget. Okay. I'm gonna explain again. So the first thing you're gonna do is you have to find the intersection here, right? And then you compute the length is 60 into 140, right? So 60 into 140. And what you have to do is you just leave it alone here. It's gonna be more than one, right? Which is not a probability. So you have to scale it into the 0 to 1, right? A number 0 to 1. Therefore, you have to divide by 100 into 200. What is 100 into 200? This one, the whole area, which we assume that it is a probability of 1, right? PS. Okay, the same thing. PA union B. As you can see, PA union B is this area, right? A union B. Therefore, what we're gonna do is we are gonna find the whole this guy, right? Which we know already is 100 into 200, and subtract this area. Then you're gonna get the L shape like this one because you subtract this guy already. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. V minus, what is this one? Okay, this one is 40, right? 10 to 50 is 40. So this one is what? 40 to 100 is 60. So 40 into 60, and then you're gonna get your answer. Okay, just like that. A minus B. Okay. A minus B. Let's see. Where is it? A is this one, right? B is this one. A minus B is only this part, right? Only this part. What is it? This one is 60 into, what's this one? 60, right? 60 into 60. So it's going to be 60 into 60 divided by 100 by 200, which is another answer. All right, so far so good, right? All right, now I'm going to show you some interesting example over
อาจารย์
here.
ครับ ผมขอช้ากว่านี้อีกได้ไหมครับ
นี่ประมาณนี้พอยังน่าจะพอได้ไหมเดี๋ยวอาจารย์จะพยายามไปช้ากว่านี้นะโอเค
ครับ ขอบคุณครับ
โอเค ตอนนี้ทันนะ
ทันแล้วครับ ทันแล้วครับ
Okay, next I'm gonna show you this one is interesting because they all want to find PB intersect A bar. We know that PB intersect A bar is PB minus A, right? B minus A. Right? There are many cases. A and B are disjoint. A is a subset of B, and A intersect B, P intersect B is 1 over 8. Now let's take a look at the first case. A and B are disjoint. So A and B are disjoint. It's gonna look like this, right? A and B disjoint. Therefore, what is PB minus A here? PB minus A in B but not in A. So it's gonna be the whole B here, right? Because there's no overlap. So what's PB? 1 over 2. That's it. Now, what about A is a subset of B? A is a subset of B, so A is gonna be inside B. If you want PB minus A, where's PB minus A? It's gonna be this part, right? Okay, so PB minus A, according to the figure, PB minus A is PB minus PA, right? According to the figure, nah? So PB is 1 over 2 minus PA is 1 over 3. So I think it's 1 over 6. Okay, that's PB minus A. On the other hand, if you have intersection, it's gonna look something like this, right? A and B intersection over here is 1 over 8. So PA intersect B is 1 over 8. So in this case, you want only this part, right? PB minus A. according to the figure. If you look at the figure, what is this one? It's PB minus PB intersect A or A intersect B, right? The same thing. Okay, you can see that the equations are not the same. Equations here are not the same. You can see it depends on the case, and then you draw the figure and answer accordingly. Therefore, PB minus PB intersect A, PB is 1 over 2. A intersect B or B intersect A is 1 over 8. So what do you get? 3 over 8. That's the answer. Next thing, we're gonna talk about finite sample space. We know about sample space, right? But in this case, our sample space is finite. Finite is means limited, right? Let's say we have A1, A2 until AK. If we want to compute the probability of the event PA, right? If A consists of only 2 points, A1 and A3, it can be A4, whatever. Therefore, what you can do is you just add them. PA is therefore is PA1 plus PA3 because in A you have only 2 points. Then if S sample space tossing a die, right? โยนลูกเต๋าถูกไหม 1 2 3 4 5 6. If a set A, event A has 3 points, 2 4 6, therefore PA is going to be P2 plus P4 plus P6, which is this is 1 over 6, 1 over 6, 1 over 6, therefore it's 3 over 6, which is 1 over 2 right here. Picking a card from the standard deck, probability of picking ace or queen. Okay, you can have ace or queen. How many aces do you have? So you're gonna have PS plus P queen, right? How many aces do you have? 4 of them, right? So it's gonna be 4 of 52, right? We have 52 cards right in here. And then queens, how many queens do we have? Another 4 queens out of 52. So it's going to be 8 out of 52, right? And then you can make it simpler, compute it. Another one is a simple sample space. Simple sample space is when the same sample space is having outcomes equal likely. Outcomes are all equal likely. Outcomes are having the same probability, so to speak. For example, tossing 2 fair coin. 2 fair coin, what do you get? Head, 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 tail, tail, head, and then tail, tail. We know that they are gonna have the same probability, right? So this one is simple sample space. Picking a card from a standard deck, you can see that getting the ace, getting a queen, everything, they are all equal to 1 over 52, right? So it's a simple sample space. Tossing a die is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Probability of each one, they are the same. So it's gonna be simple sample space. A soccer match between AU team and Barcelona, you know that the probability of winning, drawing, and losing, they are not the same, right? We are most likely to lose against Barcelona, no doubt about it. So this one is not simple sample space. Probability are not the same. BG 2209 final grade, your final grade of this course is simple sample space or not? No, because PA, probability of getting A is not going to be probability of getting F or getting C. It's more difficult, right? So this one is not. So one thing about this one is if it is simple sample space, you can see that the thing is that if it is simple sample space, if we have 4 of them, the probability of each one is gonna be 1/4. If you have 52 cars, the probability of each one of them is gonna be 1/52. If you have 6 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the probability of each one of them is 1/6. So basically, if you have n, the number of elements in A is n. Therefore, the probability of each one of them is going to be 1/n, right? So that's a simple one, like head and tail. You have n equal to 2. The probability of head and probability of tail will be 1/2, right? That's a simple sample space. Therefore, if you want to compute PA, you're going to use absolute value of A divided by absolute value of S. So you count how many elements in A and divided by how many elements in S. So this one is for simple sample space PA นะครับต่อไป PA เราจะคำนวณแบบนี้นะครับนับเอามีกี่อันใน A หารด้วยมีกี่อันใน S right we're gonna count them right how many in A and how many in S S is a sample space A is the event A that we want to compute the probability. Now let's take a look once again. Tossing 2 dice, you can see that we have what 1 1 1 2 1 6 6 1 6 2 6 6, right? We have how many of them? 36 of them. Are they equal likely? Yes, right? Each one of them therefore is 1/n, right? So each one of them is 1/36. So this one is simple sample space, no doubt. However, the thing is this one. If you add them, keep the sum. The sum, what does it mean? If you have 1 1, it's going to become 2. 6 1, it will become 7. So in this case, let's take a look. Probability of x equal to 2, the sum equal to 2. Only one case, P11, which is 1/36. Now let's take a look at the sum equal to 4. Sum equal to 4, what is it? It's 1 3, right? And then what's else? Plus P22. Okay. What else? 3 1, right? So it's only 3 cases, so it's 3 out of 36. You can see that probability are not the same. 1 of 36, 3 out of 36. Therefore, this one is not simple sample space. You don't have to check the rest. You check 2 of them and they are not the same. Then you can declare that this one is not simple sample space. Okay, now we know that if you want to compute PA like this, we have to count number of elements in A and number of elements in S, right? So we're gonna start counting. So there are two, this one is counting numbers of elements in A and number of elements in S, therefore we can compute PA. There are two basic rules, multiplication and addition. There are two basic rules. First, we start with multiplication. Multiplication is gonna go like this, and we assume that you are doing two operations. You are doing this one after another one, right? Okay, it's gonna look like this. You are doing the first operation and the second operation. And if you can do this one, the first operation, n1 ways. This one is n1 way. You have n1 ways to do it. And you have n2 ways to do this one. Therefore, the total number of ways is gonna be n1 by n2. If you have 3 operations and so forth, you just keep multiplying them. Because this one is not limited to only 2, but I show only 2 because it's simple, right? But if you have 3, 4, 5, you just keep multiplying them. So far so good, right? Let's take a look at the first example. You want to go from A to B, right? A to B. You have 3 ways. 1, 2, 3, like this. And then B to C, okay? B to C. You have 4 ways now. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So I want to know that if you want to go from A to C by passing B, so you want to go from here to here. No doubt you have to go across this one, right? So how do you do? So first step you do is this one, right? And the second step is this one. So this one is N1, this is N2, right? How many ways? What is N1? 3 ways. N2, 4 ways. So it's going to be 12 ways. Tossing 2 dice โยนลูกเต๋า2 ลูก What's going to happen? You toss the first dice, right? And then you toss the second dice. Even though you toss them at the same time. But basically, you toss them 2 times. จริงๆเราโยนพร้อมกันแหละ แต่จริงๆเราคิดแยกกันได้ คือโยนลูกที่1ก็โยนต่างหาก โยนลูกที่2ก็โยนต่างหาก ถูกไหม คุณจะโยน2 ลูกพร้อมกันหรือโยนลูกละครั้งมันก็เหมือนกันอ่ะ Okay, what's gonna happen? It's gonna be 6 into 6, right? So it's gonna be 36 ways. N1 and N2. Now, if you work in a printing company, they want to prepare the calendar at the beginning of the year นะถ้าสมมติบ้านเราเปิดโรงพิมพ์แล้วต้องการพิมพ์ปฏิทินขาย How many calendar that you have to prepare? First, you can see that each year the 1st of January can be starting from Sunday, Monday until Saturday, right? Okay, that's the starting of 1st January. And then you don't have to worry about the rest. The rest will follow. นะสิ่งที่มันแตกต่างกันก็คือวันแรกของปี อยู่ที่วันที่1 มกราวันที่เหลือนี่มันตามมาหมดอ่ะ2 3 4มันไล่มาเรื่อยมันไม่มีทางหนีไปไหนอ่ะมันอยู่ถูกกำหนดด้วยวันที่1 มกรา right? There are how many ways? 7 ways over here. And another thing that you have to think about is the leap year. The February 29. Do you have February 29 or not? The answer will be yes and no, right? 2 ways. So this one's going to be 2 ways. Therefore, in this case, the number of ways to get the number of calendars N1 by N2, which is 7 into 2, which is 14. 7 is the starting of the calendar. 2 is leap year or not leap year. 2 ways. So you get 14 different calendars. Okay. Next, if you think about this one, Beethoven wrote 9 symphony, certain kind of song. Mozart wrote 27 piano concerto, another kind of song. A radio station will play the first symphony and then a concerto. So in this case, a symphony, how many ways you can do that? 9. And then followed by a concerto, how many ways you can do that? 27. All right, so that's going to be your answer. I'm not going to multiply because it's too big. Okay. นะจำไม่คูณให้ดูนะถ้าเลขแบบนี้ให้ไปคูณกันเอง Okay. Right now, let's take a look at this one. Tossing N coins. How many of possibility N coins? โยนเหรียญ N ครั้ง
and
it's gonna
possibility. No.
How many ways? 2 to the power of N, right? Because the first coin is 2, second coin is 2, third coin is 2, right? You keep multiplying them, right? Tossing N dice. Again, similar, 6 to the power of N. Grading 60 students. At the end of the semester, I have to give you guys 1 grade, right? It's going to be A minus, B plus, and so forth. I don't know how many. I'm not going to count them. Let's say 10. Assuming 10. I don't know how many. It's not important. Let's say I have 10 grades. How many ways I can do it? How many ways I can do it? I'm going to give you 3 answers. 10 into 60. 10 to the power of 60. 60 to the power of 10.
10 to the power of 60.
Exactly. 10 to the power of 60. Very good. Right? Because we have 60 students. You go to the first student, you give them 10 grades. Not 10 grades, one of the 10 grades. You go to the second student, you have 10 possibility to give him. So it's 10. So it's 10, 10, 10, 60 times. Right? So this is bad. Okay, guys, we're gonna end today with this in-class assignment. John want to order a customized MacBook Pro. First, he choose the storage, and then he choose the memory, and then he choose CPU. How many ways that he can do it? อันนี้ข้อสุดท้ายของวันนี้นะครับ เราจะไปซื้อ MacBook Pro กันนะเราก็เข้าไปแอปเว็บ Apple สั่งเลยเลือกเลย storage memory CPU ถูกไหมก็เลือกเลยดูสิได้กี่แบบ เอาละทุกคน that's all for today everyone good luck and take care of yourself
ครับอาจารย์สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับโชคดีครับทุกคนบ๊ายบาย
สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะอาจารย์